Good, now that we're thoroughly warmed up, I'm very lucky I get to make a living from doing this, and believe me, no one's more surprised than me that it's a viable career. My mum is more surprised than me that it's a viable career. But I get to travel the world performing for people as nice as you, playing with a toy. Not just any toy, but a toy that was invented in 1974, was incredibly popular throughout the whole of the 80s, and is to this day the best-selling toy that has ever been made. Any guesses? That's right, the Etch-a-Sketch. No, it's the Rubik's Cube. It is the Rubik's Cube. I do need to get someone to mix this up, and I'm looking at my friend here in the blue shirt. What is your name? Sorry? Mush. Lovely to meet you, Mush. How are you, Mush? I'm good. How are you, Mush? I'm very well, Mush. Thank you for asking. Mush, I'm going to throw this to you. If you can catch, that would be wonderful. Thank you very much. Can you mix that up for me, Mush? That'd be great. Did you know when it comes to the Rubik's Cube, by the way, there are 43.2 quintillion different ways that it can be arranged. It's a real number. It goes million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, 18 zeros. To put it in perspective, if you were to take 43.2 quintillion Rubik's Cubes, each in a different configuration, you would have way too much free time. But also, you'd have enough Rubik's Cubes to cover every single square inch of the Netherlands in Rubik's Cubes. All of this stage, all of this building, most of your houses, I would imagine, covered in Rubik's Cubes, 62,500 times. Every single square inch. That will be a height of 2.19 miles high in Rubik's Cubes across the entire country. And only one of them will be solved. Trying to find it would be a nightmare. That's what I'm going to try and do. In fact, if you then took a Rubik's Cube and dropped it off the top of that pile of Rubik's Cubes, it would take 26.9674 seconds to hit the floor. Ish. So, Mush, are you happy that's all mixed up? Throw it back to me if you would, my friend. Oh, or just, that's very polite, thank you. It's normally about this point in the show that somebody says to me, they say, Tom, why did you learn to solve a Rubik's Cube? That's normally what somebody says to me about now in the show. Funny you should ask, bless you. Well, there was a girl at school, her name was Lottie. Lottie was the girl that everyone had a crush on, myself included. She came into school one day and explained that she'd seen somebody on TV solving a Rubik's Cube, and as far as she was concerned, that was the coolest thing in the world. So I thought, if I could learn to solve a Rubik's Cube, maybe she'll think I'm cool as well. I was 10 years old at the time. I didn't know what I was doing, but that was what I did. I went away and I spent the entire summer holidays locked away in my room so I could do this. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you clapping. Lottie didn't clap. You see, whereas I'd spent the summer learning to solve a Rubik's Cube, Lottie had spent the summer watching some fella called David Beckham doing a World Cup, whatever that was, and she had forgotten all about the Rubik's Cube. I knew there was only one way to fix that. I had to learn to solve the Rubik's Cube just a little faster. It's not done. There we go. Thanks. Again, thank you for clapping. For me, that still wasn't quick enough. You see, the world record for solving one of these things at the moment, and this is weird, but it's true, the world record is 3.4 seconds. That's weird. It gets weirder. The guy that has that world record has a girlfriend. I've practiced the Rubik's Cube. I can't break that world record, but I can make it look like I can. What I mean is, at the moment, this looks like it's mixed up, but it's not. I'm in full control of the Rubik's Cube, and I can tell you that this is 17 moves away from being solved. When someone else mixes it up, it takes 25, 30 seconds or so to solve it, but at the moment, this is 17 moves. If I do this, it is 7 moves away. But if I can do those 7 moves quickly enough, frankly, it looks a bit like a magic trick. It is not a magic trick. I am not a magician. This is just 20 years and no social life. That used to be a joke. But here we go. I'm going to try and do 5 moves in this hand, throw it into this hand, do the last 2 moves as it lands. I think it looks pretty cool. Just don't blink. 7 moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. There we go. We got there in the end. Thanks. I appreciate that. You're very generous. But there is a problem with that, and that's every time I twist the cube, it makes a noise. Horrible noise, but if I can twist it quickly enough, you won't even hear it go. Listen. Not that. That. Now, I'll be honest, there's a lot of acts here at the festival that really like it when people clap or cheer, but not me. No. If anything, I'll be honest, I prefer it when the entire room goes, oh. So, you're doing great, is what I'm saying. No, I can tell you're saving yourselves because I'm going to try and solve this cube again, but this time I'm going to solve it one-handed, behind the back, while it's in midair, without even touching it. I'll be honest, sometimes people go, ooh, when I say that. Well, not now, you've missed your cue, but thank you for trying. I should say, when this works, sometimes people feel the need to clap and cheer, sometimes really quite loud, just putting it out there. Sometimes people clap and cheer so loud, they go, ooh, that was very good. We'll have to recommend that he comes back next year to the organisers of this festival. All right. Although if it doesn't work, I should say, some people do feel the need to boo quite loud. And if that is the case, please do remember there are other shows going on quite nearby. So if you could keep your voices down, that would be optimistic. Fine, here we go. One-handed, behind the back, while it's in midair, without even touching it. Still no oohs. I'll be honest, it's your own time you're wasting at this point. It's, here we go, let me make sure this is right. One-handed, behind the back, slightly premature that time. En masse, that was very premature, but we'll have a cigarette and try again in the morning, I'm sure. It'll be fine. Here we go. One-handed. It just sounds like the place is haunted now, I'll be honest. If we overrun, this is on you. One-handed, behind the back, while it's in midair, without even touching it. That'll do. 1, 2, 3. I think that can be best described as we got through it.